So just off a coaching call with a client, and we were talking about communication, and in particular, how Elon Musk dealt with letting 9% of his workforce go last week. The leaked email I thought was incredibly clear, was very concise, and was absolutely compassionate. And they are three of the four key aspects required when you're going to be communicating something difficult, particularly if you're having a live, difficult discussion. So you've got somebody coming up to you with a problem, with a challenge, something that you know about or you're going to learn about. They come to you and they want to be heard and understood. It's a basic human need. So I'm going to share with you the four key things that must be in place to have outstanding, difficult conversations. Now they come in two sections. The one section is a first contact. Section 2 is your response. So let's look at first contact. The person's come up to you and are wanting to share something. What you must do is choose to be the adult in the conversation. And that means you're going to have to listen first. So make the choice that you're going to listen to everything that's going on for this person in this particular instance. So they come up to you, and they start sharing. Your job now is empathic listening. You spend the time empathically hearing what they have to say. No defense, you're not jumping in to try and make a point. You know what that's like. When two people, you observe two people having a conversation, it just looks like one of them's waiting till a gap in the other person's verbiage to be able to jump in and say something back. It's like a game of tennis, and it's not very satisfying. So when they come up to you, your first thing is to be the adult and have an attitude of empathic listening. Now, how do you actually do that? Well, we call it active listening. They share and you ask questions to deepen your understanding and also to demonstrate that you care for them. Once that is all done, you'll find that they share everything that they need to share. Because you're asking questions, they'll share a little bit more. As they finish and they've been heard and they feel that they've been understood, you'll notice their shoulders drop a little bit, they'll be more relaxed, and they'll be in a great place now to hear your response. So now we move on to phase 2, the second section, which is your response. And it's absolutely critical that in your response, you are clear, concise, and compassionate. So clear. One of the ways to be clear is as soon as they're finished, you pause and breathe. It allows your chimp brain to stop losing its mind and allows your adult human brain to kick in and respond in a relaxed, articulate way. So you pause and you breathe. There's a whole load of physiology happening as you breathe. You're able to relax a little bit more. You then consider your response to the person. And this is all happening in just a couple of seconds. You're demonstrating to them that you are going to give a considered response. It makes a big difference to them, believe me. When you do give that response, it's going to be clearer because you've taken the time to pause, breathe, and consider your response. The second part of that is make sure it's concise. Say what you need to say. The last bit is do it compassionately. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. You may have been in this position before, and your compassion for what they're going through can really show through. If you do that, you listen empathically first, and when you go to respond, it's clear, concise, and compassionate. You're going to have outstanding, difficult conversations where both of you leave the conversation much happier than if you were having that little game of tennis back and forward. I hope that's been of use to you, and there'll be more tips following.